nights ago. So tonight we're going to be trying to rebuild them with their newest additions of Jaden, Ivey, and Jalen, Duren. Maybe adding a few sort of touches here and there. This is going to be a current sort of style of rebuild. So yes, it's going to be the off-season of this current year. And yeah, all the rookies are on their respective teams. I had to do this all myself, so I would very much appreciate a thumbs up for me having to simulate a season, put all the picks in the right spots, make sure everyone gets drafted to the right spots. I would very much appreciate the extra hard work. So yeah, make sure you guys obviously check out the rest of my channel for all the other randomness I post. And thank you so much for watching, by the way. Also comment down below, I guess, what team we should try next in another video. Yeah, like the Houston Rockets or the Orlando Magic. Definitely let me know what team we should do next, especially with free agency just around the corner. I'm going to be doing a lot of free agency talk as well. Which reminds me of Kyrie. This was actually going to be a Kyrie Irving, LA Lakers style of video, but obviously before I could even make the video, he already made up his mind and opting into his contract with the Brooklyn Nets, so that video was not going to happen anymore, but definitely let me know if I should still, what team I should try next. It could be a lot of fun. So like I said, it is the current sort of timeline, so we are in free agency right now, and with the Detroit Pistons, I'm sure if you're in sort of the NBA news loop, you know their targets are going to be, and no, it's not going to be DeAndre, and at least in my video, it could be in real life, but I think they even came out in reports that they weren't going to have their full attention on DeAndre Ayton anymore, so they have Jalen Duren, and I think it might be Miles Bridges. I think Miles Bridges is going to be the big-time target for the Detroit Pistons, and so that means if I want to make this somewhat realistic, which you guys know I always try to do, I'm gonna go after the realistic guys, and I'm gonna bite the bullet. Maybe for some of you think it's a good deal, or maybe for some of you think it's a little bit of an overpay. It doesn't matter. We got Miles Bridges on the team. He actually decided to come with us. I didn't have to like do anything funny like doing trades or stuff like that. He actually just decided to come with us, and the Hornets didn't match, which is really good. Which I think is also what's gonna happen in real life. I feel like the Hornets just aren't gonna match whatever offer they get from Miles Bridges. He's a really good player, obviously in 2K. He doesn't get used in the right way, but in real life, this guy's going to be a 20-plus point per game scorer his entire career, plus could even improve on the defensive end. I really like his sort of potential there on that team. So yeah, I guess this is going to be the team now. With Cade and Ivey, you got Bay and Bridges, and now Jalen Duren. That starting five is potential in the next couple years is pretty incredible, but let's try if we can, let's see if, how 2K will see it. So, like I said before, Cunningham and Ivey in the backcourt of the future. You got Bay and Bridges, really nice sort of wings you got there on the sides of this amazing backcourt. Jalen Duren down below. We still have Amadou Diallo, which I'm going to try to extend, but I don't know how well he's going to like being, just a bench player now that we have Bay and Bridges his entire career. I'm going to get the backup guard role to Killian Hayes, and then we're still going to have Kelly Olynyk because we're paying him a lot, and I don't think the Pistons are going to be able to get off his contract unless they give up something out of it, but I don't think they will. I think they'll just sit on the contract and let it run out. So, yeah. Speaking of contracts, Pistons still have a lot of free money left over from pretty much the next couple years. So even then, this next off season, these are some of the free agents, and man, if they can hit big on some of these guys who maybe are disgruntled with their teams, or just young guys who also want out of their situation, or even just someone like this Miles Turner, who's just more of a veteran, little bit guy, a guy who's a little bit, been in the league around a little bit longer, maybe can help teach someone like Jalen Duren. I think that could be a really good piece for this Detroit Pistons team. So next season, in real life as well, Pistons are going to look really good, but for our first game of the simulation, it wasn't looking good for us. We actually got smoked on, definitely kind of a rough outing, but, the first game of a new lineup of a young team, it's definitely going to be, I'm assuming, really rough in real life as well when it comes to the Detroit Pistons games, but I assure you, I'm sure they'll work themselves out. So, the halfway point in this simulation, the Boston Celtics actually own the East, which will probably maybe even be realistic as well, and we are the 4 seed, which I think, if anything, for Detroit in real life, it's probably going to be, again, like a very slow start. It's going to be, a rookie guy. You're going to have to really try to integrate with Jaden Ivey, and Cade Cunningham still trying to find himself as his own player, but integrating everyone else as being the new starting point guard of the team. And his name is AJ, right? I don't know why I took it's Adrian Griffin, but unless AJ's first name is actually Adrian, which is kind of funny. But we have Jabari on the Rockets, like I said before, and he's looking pretty good. And Paolo Banchero isn't even a starter on the Magic. 2K, what are you doing to my boy Paolo Banchero, man? Anyways, for the Western Conference, we have the Dallas Mavericks in first with the Portland Trail Blazers right behind them. Probably not very realistic, even for the most optimistic Blazer fans. Obviously, with the Dallas Mavericks, them having Christian Wood and Luka Doncic being a 2K god makes a lot of sense. But our team for our stat line is looking pretty okay. Cade Cunningham, as you saw, there was an 88 overall. And even Jaden Ivey is looking pretty good. Jalen Duren is actually doing amazing on the defensive end, which would probably be his role in real life as well. Pretty much everyone's doing exactly what I expected them to do. Everyone's pretty much a 20-point per game scorer and very efficient as well. Which, again, I think that's going to be the most fun part about the Detroit Pistons is their offensive capability with that crazy starting lineup. It could be a lot of fun. Even defensively, again, they have great potential like Ivey and Cade. Saddiq Bey is already pretty solid defensive player on the perimeter. Just add in Miles Bridges in there. And, man, that team is going to be so much fun. And then, again, Miles Turner might be the target for us in this offseason. We'll have to see. Jaden Ivey actually wins Rookie of the Year. Shout out to Jaden Ivey, and I think it's also probably because we had a pretty solid record as well, being the 3rd seed in the East. Jordan Poole wins 6-man. Ben Simmons Defensive Player of the Year, and Markelle Fultz Most Improved. And obviously you can tell that Luka Doncic he's always going to be the MVP because he is again a god in 2K. Did we at least get anyone in All NBA team selection? Probably not. I would assume. Yeah, we don't. Wow, DeJounte actually makes it, which is really cool. And you have LeBron and Anthony Davis here on the All NBA teams as well. Taking a look at the playoffs here, Celtics still were the #1 seed, and we have a matchup of the Brooklyn Nets. And yes, like I said, Kyrie stayed, so it is KD, Kyrie, Ben Simmons, who is the Defensive Player of the Year. This is going to be very tough. And just to show you guys that, oh my god, the Pistons as a 3 seed, super unrealistic. Well, first of all, it's 2K, and second of all, we were only like 4 or 5 games off of being a way lower seed. So again, it was a very tight race, so it's not like it's anything super crazy. Simulating the play-in, we have the Knicks making the playoffs this year, which is pretty surprising, beating out the Miami Heat, the Pacers as well. Then we have the Jazz, who actually really struggled, who still have Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, but no one really else around them. And then OKC also, with Chet Holmgren, we haven't talked about yet in this video, made the playoffs as well. So like I said, we are going up against the Brooklyn Nets, and for them, it's good because, perimeter defensively wise, I think we have them pretty settled. And I'm not going to say, Jaden Ivey's going to lock down Kyrie Irving, but it's a good matchup. Same thing with Bridges and KD, and then you have Saddiq Bey as well, who maybe help out with Ben Simmons, and also KD. We have, I'm confident in this matchup, even though again I'm terrified because it is still KD and Kyrie. But as you can see here, we're up 2-0. Them coming back in Game 3. The series tied. Like I said, geez, this is gonna be a close matchup. Man, I cannot wait for the basketball season to start next season. It's gonna be so much fun to watch. Oh, they also have Theo Maledon on the team as well. That's actually a pretty good pickup. They can do that in real life. Ooh, take the lead in 3-2 in Game 5. Going to Game 6. Let's actually let's simcast Game 6 actually. Let's see. If it's close, I'll jump in like you guys know. I do that sometimes whenever games are close, but it looks like this one is not close at all. A 30-point blowout. Oh my god. Wow. Saddiq Bey actually our leading scorer. That's pretty interesting. Also with Bridges, Cunningham, Duren, Jalen Duren. I don't know why. I think again, these are rookies from a downloaded class. It's like the most popular downloaded class. Some of their their usage and stuff like that is all messed up. So Jalen Duren is like a god apparently. So that's not very good for 2K. But hey, I feel like it's kind of realistic. And of course, if the Celtics can sweep the Nets, I think maybe the Pistons could get a couple of games out as well. But again, this is 2K. I'm not saying this is going to happen in real life. Second round playoff matchup next year for the Detroit Pistons. So we have the Cleveland Cavaliers in the second round. This is definitely going to be, I don't want to say a tougher matchup, but definitely a way deeper team. So we definitely have to be very prepared for that. So we are up 2-1 in Game 1 seed. The Boston Celtics are just absolutely dominating the East right now. Pretty scary. We have Game 6 and we lose. I don't know why I felt so confident in that series. I just thought I would just simulate it and not simcast it. I guess simcasting was maybe too much of a cheat code, which I think I don't remember a time where I've simcast a game and I've lost. I either blow them out or they blow me out, so it's kind of a tough outing when you just simcast. But anyways, second round for the Detroit Pistons in this first rebuild, not bad. And I know we can do better, but like I said, I don't think we're gonna get past the Celtics. Even though again, we're just talking about the Nets and perimeter defense and whatnot. I just don't think we're gonna be able to beat the Celtics this year. I think they're just too good. In 2K, they're one of the best teams in 2K. I think they're like the Dallas Mavericks. And I don't know why this Timberwolves team is just on a roll right now. And the Pelicans actually with Dyson Daniels, I guess adding more depth to this team was exactly what they needed. And apparently the 2K to make the conference finals. Let's see who makes it out of there. Oh my god, it is the Pelicans. Holy cow. Okay. And the Celtics won the title. Okay, yeah, like I said, I think the title was it was the Celtics just to have. And I think that is actually pretty realistic. I think the Celtics could make another title run next season. Pretty realistic. But the Pelicans probably not. But I think we are still just a little too young. I think we need to add some veterans on this team just to even out the roster. I think my guys are developed enough. I think we just need a little extra, playoff IQ. You know what I mean? We just need some veterans around these guys. Like I said, for the Detroit Pistons, they're going to have a lot of cap space this next offseason. And of course, we could make a big splash if I wanted to make this a very unrealistic rebuild. Just pick up your boy Nikola Jokic and GG. We win the title, and we win the title for the next 5 years straight. But again, I like making these somewhat realistic as I can, at least somewhat interesting. This would obviously be very interesting, but not very realistic. A lot of restricted free agents as well. There's Andrew Wiggins. I think definitely a big would be kind of nice, like Kristaps or Miles Turner. I think Kristaps is a little bit too overpaid in 2K. I think 2K just loves giving Kristaps as much money as he wants. So I think maybe getting Turner to maybe start next season, having a more veteran style of big, kind of plays a lot like Duren, but maybe just a little bit more offensively gifted, could really be nice. And also makes, again, our depth way better having Duren come off the bench. Maybe move Isaiah Stewart to the power forward position, maybe even trade him, which would probably be the more realistic option. And again, we do have a lot of cap space, so we can actually sign like a really solid 6-man, since I think I'm gonna let Hamidou Diallo go. Gary Trent Jr. Oh wow, Dylan Brooks is really cheap. He only wants about $12 million a year. They make his 3-point shot really bad in 2K, but his perimeter defense is really good as an A, so I think I might pick him up. And I mean, of course, being on a really good Memphis Grizzlies team last year, a little bit of a playoff potential there, but still a pretty solid guy in the NBA, and just again makes it so deep. So instead of getting one superstar, when we already really have a superstar at 1A option, I think one day could be the best player on a title-winning team and Cade Cunningham. I think just adding around, the talent on this team already is what we're gonna do. So getting up Brooks and Turner. So that we have Cade, Ivey, Bay, Bridges, and the new and improved center, you could say, with Miles Turner, Stewart, and Duren off the bench, with Killian Hayes still sticking to that back guard role, who is also a pretty solid defender in the NBA. But guys, I'm very upset. I wanted really to make this like a multi-year rebuild, but the save file on this 2K sim got corrupted, and it wouldn't let me get past a certain point. And you guys are going to see that because right about now, Jaden Ivey's Rookie of the Year. So yeah, I actually had to make a new entire roster, start completely over, and restart this season. So again, if you guys would like to leave a like on tonight's video for how much of a hassle doing this was, I would very much appreciate it. Thank you guys very much. But you guys are going to see it's going to say 2022, and I did make the overalls the same as they were in my previous save, and I also did all of the roster changes that were on my previous save. So yes, it took me many hours to make this video. So again, I would very much appreciate it. But hey, Bam Adebayo, Defensive Player of the Year, Giannis MVP, #1 seed in the East, your new Detroit Pistons, yes, who were the same overall as from my last save. The Boston Celtics are now the 3 seed, and we also have the Brooklyn Nets shots here. I also make an oopsie right here. I actually pressed start, which if you press start, it automatically simulates games. So we're already one game into the first round, so I do apologize for that again. I just made a big oopsie. Anyways, we're going against the Brooklyn Nets again in the first round. I guess you can say a rivalry matchup. They are already up 1-0 in the series. You have Celtics in Toronto. Dallas is the #1 seed this year again. Pelicans and the Clippers. Pretty fun. Lakers making the playoffs, which is, I don't know if that's very realistic. They're up 1-1, 2-1 in the second year. Again, this is the second year, even though it does say 2022. It is the second year. All the overalls are the same from my last saved. Miles Turner does seem to be making a little bit of a difference. He is contributing pretty well. Dylan Brooks is definitely not doing what I would like him to do, but again, that's why he's the sixth man. If he's there, amazing. If he's not there, we have enough to carry that weight. So, looking pretty good going into the second round, beating the Brooklyn Nets, going up against the defending champs, the Boston Celtics. The Clippers actually upset in the first round, so they make it to the second round, which, I think the Clippers right now, with also John Wall maybe wanting to sign there in the offseason, might be my choice for the NBA champs this upcoming season. But anyways, going back to 2K, 3-2 against the Boston Celtics, and we beat them in 6 games. So we beat the defending NBA champion Boston Celtic team. They really just re-signed everyone back. They just ran it back. Obviously, if you're winning a title, you're just gonna run the team back again. So pretty realistic. Miles Turner had a very bad game, but again, when you're going up against Robert Williams, it's probably going to be kind of rough for you. And I only expect Robert Williams to get better and better and better as the years go on. Okay, so we have, a really, really fun matchup of the Dallas Mavericks and the LA Clippers. Again, a rivalry in the playoffs. It seems they faced each other like 17 times, it feels like. No, but a couple times they've done that. So it's a really fun rivalry to watch. We're going up against the 76ers with Joel Embiid and Harden and Maxey and Tobias and Thibault. Oh my goodness. We do go down 1-0, 1-1, and again, this is only our second year rebuild. Already in the conference finals, which so I would say this is already a win for us, just for how far we've gotten already. And we're in the finals. Okay, never mind, we are very much in a good spot for the Detroit Pistons. Again, they really didn't do anything very different for their team. Again, they just really signed everyone back, which, if you're the 76ers, you're kind of stuck in real life too. So again, pretty realistic. They're just basically running the team back. And for us, Cade Cunningham is just a dog this year, averaging about 25 points per game in the playoffs and 91 overall. He's developing extremely, extremely well. And against the Clippers in the finals, which is terrifying to think about, and they're already up 1-0. 1-1. Kawhi, Paul George, maybe their last shot at a title. It's 2-2. Oh my goodness. 3-2. No, not like this. No. Alright, we lose in 6. Kawhi, obviously a 93 overall. Yeah, dude, that's really tough. Finals, Kawhi Leonard. Yeah, guys, like I said, I really wanted to make this a little bit longer. I maybe wanted to go another season or two, but man, this game file screwed me over by getting corrupted, and it just wouldn't let me go advanced to the next season. It just wouldn't let me, so I had to stop the video short. So I do apologize. I'll make an extra long one in the next rebuild, but again, comment down below what team that should even be. And I love you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the wackiness in this video.